Oh, dude, that's gonna mess up my strategy now. So I can't attach any more energy. Let me just put Snom in the active. Ah! So we'll evolve into Frostmoth. We're gonna go ahead with the strategy. Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Knight channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please take a second to click the like button if you like this video or hit the thumbs down if you don't. Also, if you enjoy the contents of this channel, please subscribe if you haven't already. So for today, we'll be taking a look at Wishiwashi in the new Evolving Skies set. Wishiwashi is a basic rapid strike Pokemon with a tiny 30 HP. It has 1 retreat cost and it has weakness to lightning. Now the 30 HP is so low, but it is compensated with its ability Group Power. If this Pokemon has 3 or more water energy attached to it, it gets an extra 150 HP for a total of 180 HP. And since Wishiwashi does not need to evolve, we can actually use the Cape of Toughness for an additional 50 HP to it. So really, Wishiwashi can get as much as 230 HP, which is really good. I really love the fact that this Pokemon is so tiny but so bulky at the same time, which is really awesome. And its attack, Schooling Shot, for just 2 colorless energy, it can deal 30 plus damage, and this attack will deal an extra 30 more damage for each basic energy attached to this Pokemon. And really, with enough energy on this little fella, it has the potential to one-hit KO any Pokemon in the game. So our main strategy for this build really is to add as much energy on this Wishiwashi. We'll also be using Cryogonal from Evolving Skies as well. This card is so good, more for its element chain attack. For just 1 water energy, you look at the top 6 cards of your deck, and then you can attach as much basic energy you find there to your Pokemon in any way you like. So this will help us accelerate as much energy to Wishiwashi early on in the game. So we'll have a set of this in the deck so that hopefully we can start with this in the beginning of the game. Another way to accelerate energy is with the help of Frostmoth with the Ice Dance ability. As often as you like during your turn, you can attach a water energy from your hand to one of your bench water Pokemon. So as long as you have water energy in your hand, you can continue to accelerate a lot of water energy to Wishiwashi. The new Gordy supporter card combos really well with Frostmoth. This card allows you to look at the top 7 cards of your deck and reveal any number of energy cards you find there and put them in your hand. That's why I have a whopping 18 energies in this build to have a higher chance of getting water energy when we use this supporter card. For consistency, I'll be using 2 copies of Snorlax with the Gormandize ability. While it ends your turn, the ability lets you draw until you have 7 cards in your hand. For the item cards, I have 1 Evolution Incense, more for helping us get Frostmoth. I also have a set of level balls, which can get us almost all of the Pokemon in this deck, except for Snorlax. I have 1 Ordinary Rod, 1 Quick Ball, which is an additional help to get our basic Pokemon, including Snorlax, which has 130 HP. I also have 1 Scoop Up Net, and 2 Switch. And as for supporter cards, I have 1 Avery. This one allows you to draw 3 cards and forces your opponent to discard Pokemon from their bench until they only have 3 Pokemon in their bench. Honestly, this one is very circumstantial, which can be very useful on some matchups, but you can probably replace this one. Next are 2 Boss's Orders, 1 Brawly. This one can become very useful too, just to get 3 Wishiwashis in your bench right away. We have 2 Professor's Research, and I have 3 Raihans. This new supporter card is really good. Not as good as Rosa in my opinion, but still really good. If one of your Pokemon was knocked out on your opponent's last turn, you can attach 1 basic energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, and if you do, you can search your deck for any 1 card as well. So with this, not only can you add an additional energy to Wishiwashi to increase its attack, you can also look for an additional card in your deck, maybe a Cape of Toughness, an extra energy, or another Wishiwashi or a Boss's Order for your next turn. I think this is a really powerful card to have in this build. Next up is Sonia. I like Sonia because this can get us any 2 basic Pokemon, or if we just need more energy from the deck. The dual option to this card makes it very useful for this build in my opinion. And for the other tool cards, I have one air balloon, more for Frostmoth because it has 2 retreat cost. Just in case your opponent tries to trap it in the active, you can just easily retreat with the help of this air balloon. And lastly, I have 2 EXP share, so that if your active Pokemon gets knocked out, you can transfer 1 energy from that Pokemon to the Wishiwashi that this tool card is attached to. This build is pretty straightforward. Our tiny Wishiwashi will do its best to tank a lot of hits, and then we surge as much water energy onto it so that we can attack for as much damage as we can. This build is focused on showcasing Wishiwashi, so I did not add any other attackers in this build. And that's pretty much it. The deck list will be in the description below, but enough talk, let's see how this build works. Alright, we're going to choose to go first in this matchup. And looks like we're going to start off with a Snorlax, and both our Snoms are in our hands, so we can I probably put both of them in case they gust it. But for now, I'm going to put one in the bench and put the air balloon onto it. And I think I'm just going to Gormandize. You know what? I'll put the other Snom in case they gust the other one. And I'm going to go ahead and just Gormandize. We get 3 energies. And Raihan is not good in the beginning, but later on when our Pokemon gets knocked out, we can use that Raihan. And Brawly is really good to have in the beginning in your opening hand, because now we can use that on our next turn to get 3 Wishiwashis onto our bench, our main attacker. And so we are up against this fire type deck, which means we are hitting for weakness. And we'll just see how powerful this Wishiwashi is against this matchup. And Ninetales V, it has 2 attacks. The first one can copy your attack. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's going to be bad for us as well, because Wishiwashi depends on how many basic energy is attached to it. So pre-rotation, they still have Welder. If they have a lot of fire energies attached to their fire Pokemon, they can do a lot of damage to any of our Pokemon. And anyways, all of our Pokemon actually has really low HP except for Wishiwashi. If we have 3 energies onto it and add the Cape of Toughness, it's the only one that can tank 1 or 2 hits from our opponent. And they're also using Centiskorch VMAX Pokemon as well. So let's go ahead and use Brawly to get our Wishiwashis onto the bench. I think I'm gonna attach one and then EXP share on another in case they gust it. That energy can just go straight to the second Wishiwashi. And I'm just gonna Gormandize. Not only did we discard an energy, but also that lowers the hand size, so we can draw more cards with the Gormandize. But it also sets up for Raihan, so they can accelerate fire energy onto their Pokemon really quickly. So if they manage to knock out our Snorlax, we can actually use Raihan to get that discarded energy and attach it to one of our Pokemon. We can even put it on our Wishiwashi so that we can attack. But let's see what happens. Okay, they used Flamethrower, and that will knock out our Snorlax. I think I'm just gonna put Snom in the active. We could just retreat with it anyways because of the air balloon. And I'm gonna put an energy on Cryogonal, and then I'm gonna retreat and promote our Cryogonal. I'm gonna go ahead and just energize our Wishiwashi, and then I'm gonna get Frostmoth with Raihan so that I can get these 2 energies attached to our other Pokemon. So I'm gonna use Element Chain to get 2 energy cards from our top cards, and I'm just gonna set up my 3rd Wishiwashi. One thing to keep in mind though, with just the 2 energies, our Wishiwashis only have 30 HP. So just watch out for that, because bench dealers, I think, for example, Sandaconda VMAX if that manages to attack all of your Pokemon and you don't have Wishiwashi energized, it'll just wipe out your entire Wishiwashi with one attack, with one energy. So just just watch out for that. Wishiwashi definitely is a very fragile Pokemon. Let's just put it that way. At least one has 180 HP now because it has 3 water energy onto it. Let me just promote Frostmoth for now. Again, we can just easily retreat with the air balloon. I'm gonna go ahead and use Gordy, and we get 3 extra energy from our top 7 cards. And now we can use Ice Dance to transfer energy. And I think I'm just gonna spread them out as evenly as I can, and probably put more energy on 1 or 2. And I think I will just retreat here and Schooling Shot on this Ninetales V with just 3 energy. We knocked it out right away for a lot of damage. So against this fire type matchup, it's yeah, we're only losing 1 prize card off of this Wishiwashi, and we're also dealing a lot of damage at the same time. So their Centiskorch VMAX will only be dealing for a 12-16. And our Wishiwashi survives an attack. Look at that. A VMAX against our tiny little fish. And we're just going to add another energy. Schooling Shot for 300 damage. Oh no. Well, we were 1 energy short, but that's fine. We can just knock it out in our next turn. If they retreat, we're gonna need a boss to gust it up into the active so we can knock it out. But yeah, this Wishiwashi is half the damage. It's actually dealing 150 damage right now. So 4 energies, 150 damage. Okay, they're gonna promote their Volcanion, and we're just gonna transfer that 1 energy on our other Wishiwashi. I'm gonna promote this one in the active, and we can use our Ordinary Rod. I think I'll just get our Wishiwashi. I think that's all we're gonna put in the back in the deck, and two energies back. And I'm gonna put Cryogonal here, and I'm gonna research, and we get 2 more energies and another Wishiwashi. Put that EXP share there. Ice Dance this on the new Wishiwashi, and I'm gonna use Schooling Shot again to knock out this Volcanion for 1 prize. So all we really need is to just knock out that Centiskorch VMAX, and we'll win the game. But we have 2 attackers. We can add another energy on our 3rd Wishiwashi, and we are just we are just owning this game. Again, it's a bad matchup for our opponent because water has the advantage against this fire type build. Vengeful Flame for a lot of damage, but that's okay. We can transfer 2 energies on both of our Wishiwashi. One has 6 and one has 3. So I'm just gonna promote this one. I think that's yeah, let's just add 1 more energy, get 2 more with Sonia, and that's why I love Sonia, because you can just get 2 energies. And I'm just gonna use Schooling Shot to knock out this this Houndoom. We get an Avery and another energy, so we are just jam-packed with all of this energy, and it's, yeah, there's no way. We only need 1 more prize card, and that's it. They're gonna boss's order. Oh no, there goes our Wishiwashi. I was actually hoping for a lot of energy on 1 so that we can see how much damage we can do with this, but that's fine. We'll promote our Frostmoth with the air balloon. I'm gonna go ahead and can use Raihan, but yeah, I think I'll just use Raihan. get one energy there, get another energy from our deck, and I'm gonna put all 4 of this energy onto our last Wishiwashi, and it's more than enough to deal damage. With 10 energies, we will deal 660 damage against the Centiskorch VMAX. Good game. Alright, moving on to our next match. Cryogonal definitely will go into the active, and we get a Wishiwashi to start, and that's really good. We also have Cape of Toughness to put onto Wishiwashi, and the Cape of Toughness is really good. I only added 2 in this build because I really wanted to mix it up with the EXP share, because you can be offensive and defensive at the same time. So I'm just gonna attach an energy to Cryogonal, and I'm just gonna pass. You can't do anything just yet. And looks like they're using Gossifleur. I wonder if they're using the new oh dude, they're also using Wishiwashi. Okay, interesting. So they also have Frostmoth. Let's go ahead and just Professor's Research here. Get another Cryogonal. I'm gonna use a level ball to get another Wishiwashi, and I'm gonna energize 1, put another Cryogonal on the bench, and we only get 2. So I'll go ahead and just put all of that, put 1, and then spread out the other 1. That's the only dangerous part of using Wishiwashi, is if you don't energize enough energy or water energy on Wishiwashi, it can get knocked out really easily. So they're using the new Eldegoss, and that's actually a really good way to use Wishiwashi too, because the new Eldegoss, it has the ability to allow you to search your deck for 2 energies and then put them in your hand. So if they're playing 2 of them, they can actually get 4 energies from their deck into their hand. And with the Frostmoth, they can just attach all that energy onto their Wishiwashi. They're also using Cape of Toughness, which is gonna increase the HP of their Wishiwashi. So they have a really good build. The combination of Pokemon that they're using is really good. So I wonder which one of our builds is gonna come out on top. And they're also using the new Suicune V. It requires water energy to attack, and also it has the ability where you can draw 1 card from the top deck as long as it's in the active. I'm just gonna boss this Snom, and I'm gonna use level ball to get my Snom. And I'm gonna retreat with Wishiwashi, and I'm just gonna knock out this Snom, because if we can prevent them from attaching energy onto their Wishiwashi, they can't attack. And they don't have any way to energize unless they have Melody. They can attach it on Suicune, and they can start attacking, because Suicune's attack depends on how many Pokemon are on both players' bench. So that Suicune can be very dangerous if they have a Melody in play. But right now, they can attack with Wishiwashi, but it's not gonna deal enough damage to knock out our Wishiwashi in the active. I really did my best not to add any 2 or 3 prizers in this build. This is pure Wishiwashi, so unlike other builds, I really stayed true to just singling out Wishiwashi as the main attacker for this build. So it's a daring attempt, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go ahead and use Quick Ball, and I'm gonna get a Snorlax. I think we'll need to draw into more cards here. Not much going on, so I'm gonna have to retreat, and I'm gonna use Gormandize so that we can draw into 6 more cards. Yeah, we're in a little bit of a drought here on our hand, but we did draw into a Frostmoth, which is really great. All we need to do is use Gordy in our next turn. We can get, hopefully we can get a lot of energies on the top cards. And yeah, Suicune V is a very good card, you know, if used correctly. And again, this Eldegoss is super awesome with the ability Cotton Lift. It just gets you a lot of energy in your hand, which is insane. I think I should probably do another variation, another version of Wishiwashi and see which one is best. But as of right now, this is a mirror match, sort of, and we're going to see which build is going to come out on top. So I'm going to go ahead and evolve into Frostmoth. I'm going to use Gordy, and we get 4 energies, which is excellent. And now we have 5 in our hand. I'm gonna go ahead and use Ice Dance, and I'm gonna energize our second Wishiwashi, increasing its HP to 180 HP, and I'm just gonna spread out my energies, and I'm gonna Gormandize here, and look at that, we actually got our switch. That's what I needed, because I can't I can't switch out Snorlax. And that's one of the reasons why I also added 1 Scoop Up Net, so I can scoop up Snorlax. And also, if our opponent uses spread damage, and one of our other Pokemon is about to get knocked out, you can use that Scoop Up Net to remove that Pokemon from play, so that if your opponent needs like 1 more prize off of that damaged Pokemon, you can prevent that by removing it from play. Using the Scoop Up Net. So utilize it. You only have 1 in this build, so use it wisely. And they're building up a lot of energy onto that Wishiwashi, but you know, I don't think that's, for me, I don't think you need that much, because they're really dealing with weak Pokemon. So Wishiwashi, one of our Wishiwashi only has 230 HP. That will ensure their knockout to our bulkier Wishiwashi, but everyone else is basically, they can just easily knock it out. And the Suicune V is doing a lot of damage with both players bench full. It's dealing 220 damage, so that's insane. Yeah, Suicune V is really good. We're gonna go ahead and promote that. Use another Wishiwashi. I'm gonna use Raihan to energize our active, and then I'm gonna get another energy to put in the active, and 6 energies is enough to knock out their V Pokemon. So we get 2 prizes for that. 210 damage. So you do have to get used to the energies you have attached on Wishiwashi, and kind of memorize how much damage you're dealing. So with 6 energies on their Wishiwashi, they can't knock out ours in the active because we have 230 HP. They'll need 1 more energy in their active to actually knock out our active Wishiwashi. I don't know, should I should I keep using Wishiwashi? I'm just gonna call it Little Dude. Or is that... so Wishiwashi is actually called the Small Fry Pokemon. So I'll just call it Small Fry. According to its description, it's 8 inches. 8 inches in less than a pound. So 210 damage. I don't know if they miscalculated, but that's gonna cost them. And I'm gonna go ahead and boss this guy, because we can knock it out with just 6 energies. And I'm just gonna use Schooling Shot for 210 damage. and we get 1 prize off of that. So with this, even if they knock this out, it will transfer 1 energy to our other Wishiwashi because it has EXP share. And that's why I'm saying, that's why I don't have a full set of the Cape of Toughness. I think balancing between offensive and defensive is good because Wishiwashi is already really weak. A lot of VMAX can just knock it out easily. But to keep that offense is, I think, the wisest course. You stay offensive and as defensive as you can on both worlds, depending on how the both opponent plays out their cards. So they're gonna knock out the one in the bench, but that's okay. We can actually use Raihan here to add 1 more energy on our active, and so we can knock out the one their Wishiwashi in their active, even with that Cape of Toughness. And I'm just gonna add 1 more energy for good measure, and we're gonna deal 270 damage to their active. So imagine that 270 damage. That's against tag teams. A lot of the tag team Pokemon, you're already 1-hit KOing a lot of the tag teams in the game. So if you add 1 more energy, that's 300 damage. So if you have 10, you'll be dealing 330 damage in total. So that's most VMAXs in the game. So Wishiwashi for this small fry, you know, doing this tremendous amount of damage and then tanking a lot of damage. It's insane. Actually, Wishiwashi can withstand an attack from this Suicune, even with a full bench on both players. It will only do 220 damage, and we will survive with 10 HP. So Wishiwashi with the Cape of Toughness, 3 energies on it, 230 HP. It can survive an attack from the Suicune, so that's crazy. But we do lose all that energy, and we don't have any other energy to attach to our bench right now. But we do have 3 using Frostmoth, and I think that will be enough to hit KO this Suicune V at least. We can also use we got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we should have a few more energies left out. There's the 2. I think this is the last 2. I'm gonna go ahead and Ice Dance it to my Wishiwashi. It's gonna survive an attack, so I'm not too worried about it. Gonna put the EXP share on our other Wishiwashi, and we have a level ball. I'm just gonna get this, and I think that's all we need. There's really nothing much we could do at this point, and I'm just gonna retreat. And 260 HP. It's not gonna deal enough damage, but you know, we can survive an attack and we can 2-hit KO this Suicune V, and we're hitting for 180 damage already. Even if they retreat, any Pokemon they put in the active, we can just knock it out and win the game. So against this Wishiwashi mirror match, sort of, because they have a Suicune V, we actually came out on top. And I think this is game already, because not much they can do. They can't heal. If they retreat, we can just knock out whatever Pokemon they have. But if they do have another Wishiwashi, energize it, knock out the one in our active, we won't have enough energy to energize our second Wishiwashi, and that will just cost us the game. But again, we will survive an attack from this Suicune V, and that's gonna be game. Well played to our opponent. I really like his combo with that Wishiwashi. I should probably try that out as well. Maybe it's gonna play out better. But we're just gonna go ahead and Schooling Shot for the knockout against the Suicune V and Wishiwashi build. So good game. Alright, so our opponent chooses to go first. We are going to go second. We have Cryogonal. I'm gonna put that into the active, and we have 2 Wishiwashis to start. That's great. And we are up against a Mewtwo Mew tag team. We are still pre-rotation, so we're still facing tag teams. Let's see how we do here. Gordy in the very beginning is not don't use Gordy in the beginning, okay? The reason is, if you have Cryogonal, you want those energies to stay in the deck and not in your hand. You only combo Gordy with Frostmoth. Cryogonal looks at the top few cards, and whatever energy you find there, you attach it. So we get 4, which is really nice. That is a really good start, actually. So let's go ahead and attach it to 1, so it will guarantee survival. It now has 180 HP. We have 2 energies on our hand. We can start doing chip damage, but I'm afraid that they'll have a GX, and this Mewtwo and Mew can just attack and knock out our Wishiwashi. So I just gotta watch out for this. They are using Malamar VMAX. So I don't know. I think this is the typical dark box, and they're also using Weavile to transfer energy from one Pokemon to another, and they're gonna use Marnie, which I don't mind. I wish that will get us a Frostmoth line. That's what I'm hoping for. We do get a Snorlax though. That's good. But yeah, I in my preliminary build, I actually used a Crobat because I did end up pulling top cards really badly, but I just use Snorlax instead. So I'm just gonna use Element Chain. We get 2 more energies, and I'm gonna attach it to this both Wishiwashis. So now I have 5 on one and 2 on the other. It's probably not a good idea to focus all the energy on one Wishiwashi, because if they can gust it and knock it out, all that energy saved would be for nothing. So I guess that's one of the things that you do have to think about when setting up your Wishiwashi. But for now, that's what I have. So I should have spread out the energy. But it is what it is. They're gonna use red and blue to evolve into Weavile, and they get 2 energies and attach it to that Weavile. So they are getting all that dark energy into play, and that's gonna be dangerous. They also have Darkrai tag team, and I know it hits for 150 damage, so our Wishiwashi should be able to survive an attack or 2 from that attack. Okay, they're going to use Shadow Connection to transfer energy onto Mewtwo and Mew. But with 1 card, I wonder if they have like Professor or something to draw into more cards. No, they're just going to attack with Black Lance. 450 damage, and I'm gonna go ahead and just promote this guy. We can use Raihan to energize our active so we can attack and increase its HP to 180. And with Raihan, I can, let me see, I think I'm just gonna get a boss, or I could get a Keep of Toughness too. I think I'm just gonna get boss. That way we can set up our next turn and just boss one of their weaker Pokemon. I'm looking at their Weavile so we can knock it out. So I'll just put an energy on our benched one and just attack this Mewtwo and Mew tag team for a chip damage. 120. Oh, but they're gonna Marnie our boss. So that was we should have just gotten the Cape of Toughness. So I guess that's one of the things with Raihan. If you do use it, I guess once you get the trainer card that you want, or any other cards that you get from it, make sure you use it up during that turn, because if you don't, they'll just Marnie. So make it count, I guess. So I am still kind of getting used to the new cards, trying to see what are the best uses for it. What are the pros and cons? What are the things that you should and shouldn't do when you use these new cards? But Raihan has been very useful so far. And Gordy, I can see a lot of potential with Gordy, depending on the build that you're trying to do. And Max Jammer is going to do a lot of damage, 180 damage. So we actually needed that. We should have gotten that. Oh, and they're going to put that back into the deck, at the bottom of our deck. So that's not good. I'm gonna go ahead and just promote my Snorlax, then add more energy on Wishiwashi and hope for the best. We do get a cape, that's good. So I'm gonna put that there so it'll survive an attack from this Malamar VMAX. I'm gonna start building up my Frostmoth. Let me go ahead and use Ordinary Rod. We do have 4 energies, so we'll just do both. I'll get the Wishiwashi and the Frostmoth. And 2 energies back to the deck. Okay. And I'm gonna Gourmandize here for now. And we get 2 energies. And that level ball is gonna help us get our Frostmoth and get more energies onto this Wishiwashi. We can use, we have a Switch and we have a Sonia. So this is it. I think this is it. I mean, we still have 6 prizes to go, but I think we could actually one-hit KO this this Malamar VMAX. They're gonna knock out our Snorlax. And what we're gonna do is evolve into Frostmoth and attach as many energy as we can on our Wishiwashi. Oh no! They're gonna put away my level ball! Oh, dude, that's gonna mess up my strategy now. So I can't attach any more energy. Let me just put Snom in the active. Ah! So we'll evolve into Frostmoth. We're gonna go ahead with the strategy. Put 2 energies on this Wishiwashi. Use Gordy. You know what? Not Gordy. We're gonna guarantee 2 energies. And that's why I love Sonia in this build. 2 energies. Ice Dance, 1 energy. And I think I'm gonna put the other one on the other Wishiwashi. Because we only need 10. Use the Switch. Schooling Shot. 2 1-hit KO. This Malamar VMAX. And they're gonna scoop. Wishiwashi is so tiny and cute, but don't mess with it because when it is in a school of Wishiwashis, it's not one to be trifled with. It becomes very bulky and very powerful, and I think this build does really well in showcasing our cute little Wishiwashi. And the lesson for today is stay in school, everybody. SKOOL, school. And that's it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this build and the gameplay. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Knight channel. And as always, stay safe and have a great day.